Okay, I just wanted to do a quick little explanation of what I did to my Kala bass. I forget what they call these. Rumbler, Stumbler, something. This is the American version of the Kala electric solid body Ubass. I don't know if you can see it, but when I first got it, I was really excited about it. Got to play around with it a bit. It came with a bags or a Fishman piezo or piezo, however you say it, in the bridge pickup so that it would work with the strings that Kala uses, which are those floppy rubber jobs, which work great, by the way, on their acoustic basses. I just love the Kala Ubass with those strings on it. But I wanted this bass to be a little bit more like an electric bass, and it never really sounded like that. I used it a bunch. I had some initial problems with it because the bridge was completely in the wrong place for intonation according to the scale of this neck. So what I had done, I don't know if you can see all the holes that I drilled down here, but I had to move the bridge back a good solid ½ inch on the bass side and a little bit on the treble side, which was not a problem. But it's still, I mean, it played in tune then with like the what they call them, silk core, silk and steel type strings that the guys are making. They have no magnetic property, so they don't work with a magnetic pickup, but they do work fine with in the bridge pickup. But the bass just never sounded, I mean, it sounded okay, it was fine, but I just was never drawn to use it or drawn to play the thing. So about a couple weeks ago, I decided, I saw a video on, I forget what it is, basstheworld.com, one of the bass channels, where the guy did a review of one of the other small short scale basses. I think it's a 23.5-inch scale bass with a P bass type pickup in it, and he said it sounded good and the strings worked and everything. That's why I thought, yeah, you know what, maybe I'll dig back into this Ubass again. So what I did was several things. I did basically just did some playing around with the original bridge setup. Never could get it to play in tune with standard, these are Diaderio strings, 40, 60, 90, 120. The 40 and 60 work fine for the G and D string notes, but the A and E's really didn't work with, like, 80, 100, 85, 105, those sort of things. So I went up to 90 and 120 on the low E. And those strings work great. I mean, they feel pretty good. They're a little teeny bit on the floppy side for you guys who like a nice, 45 through 105 firm, 4-string bass feel on the strings. This may feel a little weird to you, but it's worth a try on your Kala solid body bass if you like it. I don't know, I've shown it before. I did an armrest. You guys are going to think I'm totally a tweaker and a nut, but I just like to rest my arm at the place that it falls on my Fender Jazz or P bass. So I built a little armrest that goes out. It attaches on the back, just 3 screws. Makes it very comfortable. But then I decided to completely abandon the Kala pickup. So I pulled it out, completely pulled out all the electronics, put a standard, this is an old 60s jazz bass bridge. You can see I think you can see the original old Fender type bridge pieces, which worked out great for this because I was able to crimp the strings in a little bit, pull them closer together, so that they laid out nicely on this fingerboard. Then I put a Bartolini 5J jazz pickup on it. This pickup is fantastic for like a bazillion things. I've used it on upright basses. I've used 2 of them on upright bass. I've used it on, multiple different types of jazz guitars. And as a third pickup on like a Gretsch, which you'll see in some of my other videos. But on bass, it just sounds wonderful. It's really a great pickup. I wired it passive, so it's just volume and tone. Super simple setup, and in this you can find that wiring diagram anywhere on the web, and just kind of wired it in, and it sounds really good. So now I've got a bridge that allows me to intonate this scale perfectly, a pickup that sounds really good, and standard passive electronics. I always put on these kind of one of the just basically a cable tie across the top because it keeps the strings nice down, nice and firm. Yeah, so I don't know. Putting my playing aside, it actually works really well, and I hope you guys hope somebody maybe wants to give it a try. Another thing I did on this was bought just a sheet. Basically, it's a acoustic guitar. Let's see if I can get it into a place where you can actually see that acoustic guitar pick guard. And so I just cut something that looks, so you can use the scissors to cut it and then smooth it off however you want to, every board or whatever. And I just cut it to fit the top. So the pickup actually is sticking to the top of the pick guard. It was just, there because the bass itself looks kind of plain, and I wanted something that felt like a smooth pick guard there. Anyway, just some of the things I've done to my Kala, whatever it's called, US made solid body bass. And now I find it to be very useful. I played it in a kind of a worship band setting a couple of weeks ago. It sounded great. And there you go. Hope this helps.